Before starting off, we want to give a shout out to Angel. We see your comments. Thank you for listening.
And my beautiful cousin Patty for always tuning in and showing us love.
And thank you to all our listeners and lots of love to our subscribers. We are the girls that read books, the books that go,
Ooh.
My name's Maria.
I'm Angie, too.
We also have Jenny.
and Lucy too.
We are the book sluts who entertain you.
On this week's episode, I am bringing The Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. All right, so let me start this off. The Good Girl Complex, so it starts off with this guy named Cooper. So Cooper works at this bar, but like it's a college city, and he notices that his friend Steph, who's a waitress, is getting hit on by these rich white guys. So it says in the book. Mm-hmm. And so he's going to go defend her, and one of the guys gets pissed off. Like, you know, he gets pissed. So he goes back to doing what he's doing, like working the bar. And he realizes, like, well, where's this guy at? And where is Steph? So when he goes to go look for her, he notices the guy's name's Preston, corners Steph. And so he basically fights that guy, Preston.
So Preston is one of the rich white guys. Got you.
Rich, drunk, college frat guys. So, this guy obviously comes from money, Preston, and he threatens the owner of the bar to fire Cooper, or else he's gonna make a big deal about it because his dad owns a bunch of property and he's like this big name in this town. I forgot the name of the town. Sorry. But so the guy obviously has to fire him, so he fires Cooper. And so later that evening, Cooper's actually a twin, so it's Cooper and Evan. No, they don't.
Are they cute?
Cooper. Apparently from this book, yes, they are. Like tattoos and everything. Yeah.
Who's this celebrity lookalike?
How did you picture them?
Did I pick?
There's two of them.
Damn it! It was hard
Brunette, blonde?
I think they have black hair. Damn it! I honestly don't know.
Do they have facial hair?
I could not picture them as a celebrity.
Oh, good. All right.
Honestly,
that must have been a really good description then.
Are they tall?
They're supposed to be tall. Like, I kept trying to, like, because they're, like, muscular and everything, trying to, like, I kept thinking of Chris Evans, but at the same time, just Chris Evans' body. Not his face.
Oh, okay. I don't know who that is.
Captain America?
Captain America.
Okay. I don't know them by name. He's Captain America. He's not Chris Evans.
No, that's America's ass.
That's a reference to him.
So, so he gets fired, and so they plot this thing to get back at Preston. They find out that he has a girlfriend. So what they're gonna do is they put a bet to try to make the girlfriend break up with Preston. But another thing is too that he cannot say
that her boyfriend's a douche.
Yeah, that basically, like, that can't say that. Like,
and that he
has
cheats
to,
on her.
Yeah, that he has to make it.
They have to kind of make her fall in love with him,
and he has to break her heart, and just to get back at him.
Aw.
That's fucked up.
I know.
How are they gonna get back at him by hurting her?
Bitches. Because these are town people from the town, and they believe in a certain way, and these are people who are rich.
So they don't give a fuck about her.
They don't give
either.
a fuck about hurting them or anything, because they're assholes, and that's all they don't care, because they're just people who throw money around and don't care about their feelings too. So they're gonna get back at him by hurting her.
Who's the good girl, Steph or the girlfriend?
I'll get to that.
Okay.
I'll get to that.
Come on, man. Don't use
women.
women.
So anyways, it goes back and forth. The book is actually on both of their views, Cooper's and the girl, and her name is Mackenzie. So now we're going to, like, Mackenzie. She took a year off before she went to college. She has this big this app called Boyfriend Fails, where girls could write down things of what their boyfriend fucked up or a fail or anything.
Mackenzie does?
Mackenzie does. Okay. But she comes from a rich family also. And she also has another one that she just came out with called Girlfriend Fails. It's the same thing, but for your girlfriend. Mm-hmm. So she has her own little startup company. She took a year off to focus on that, travel. And then she's attending the same college her boyfriend does. So one day, like, she's moving in. She meets her roommate. in the dorm, and then the roommate's like, oh, let's go out, this and that, let's go out. So there's actually a quote that I like from that chapter, since it's the second chapter. Mackenzie says, because her roommate's called Bonnie, says she's basically thinking, hypnotizing me with her witch tits, because she got her to fucking go out. Like, that girl could easily convince someone.
That's something you would say.
Yeah, I know, that's what I was thinking. So they go out, and Bonnie has this thing where she hears about these two twins that she wants to conquer one of them.
Oh,
That they're really good in bed.
okay.
So they go to this bar, and lo and behold, they're both there. And now we're onto Cooper's side. Cooper notices her because they saw the I guess it was on Instagram. Like, Preston posted up a video of Mackenzie on a boat they were sailing. So he goes up to her, and he's trying to convince her, like, oh, you'll be leaving with me at the end of the night. This now we'll make out. And so she's only going to do this for Bonnie because she realizes, oh, shit, like, one of the twins are here. So she gets the other twin. So there's also a part where he's all, like, telling her, like, oh, like, how are we going to do this? Are you going to blow me? And this and that. And she's all, like, she's like, no, I'm not going to blow you and this and stuff. And so they're talking, they're kind of getting to know each other. He's all like, oh, we're going to be friends. You know, we're going to be friends. And then she says, oh, so we're really doing this. He's like, what, going down on each other? Hells yeah. He literally tells her, like, he's very forward.
Damn.
He's very forward with her. So they end up becoming friends, and, like, she's giving him all her attention to him.
But nothing happened?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
So
And she's still with the guy?
She's still with Preston.
Okay.
So they're hanging out, but she's hanging out more with this guy Cooper. And it comes to a point where they end up kissing.
How spicy is
the kiss? Well, I guess they're having, like, a party and stuff, and he, like, takes her to, like, his house, and he has friends outside partying up with his brother. And they just kiss, and she's, like, touching him and saying, oh, God, these muscles and this and that. She has her legs wrapped around him and this. And then one of his friends walks in, Heidi. So Heidi's, like, kind of totally was kind of against it. But I think because she had feelings for Cooper, because they've done it. They've had sex and stuff. And I honestly think, like, she was kind of jealous that all that shit was happening. So she was against it, and now she's all for it.
Mackenzie being with Cooper?
The whole thing with Cooper getting back at Preston.
Oh,
so
okay.
Heidi was against it at first. Now she's for it.
Oh, okay.
What a bitch.
I know, right?
So they kiss.
And then she realized, oh, fuck, like, I fucked up. Like, I have a boyfriend, this and that. So she leaves, and then she ends up telling Preston, I made out with some guy. And he's asking, well, who? And she's like, oh, it's just some guy at a bar I met. He's like, all right, that's fine. I don't care. Because Preston himself is fucking around. So the mentality is that he needs to have a girl that's okay for him to be basically, can I cuss?
Yeah, because
okay. to be fucking around with while he has his trophy wife at home, who gives him the fucking 3 kids and dogs in the house, living that whole family life, but he can have a mistress. That's what their mentality is in this book. And some of the girls, like, that she talks to who are, like, in her whole group, I guess rich people group,
yeah,
I think the same way too. Like, oh, we're just like the wives, the trophy wives. Then they could have their cake and mess around, which I thought was really fucked up. Is like, how can you think that way? But then you think about it, they're also brought up in families like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fucked up.
So
I feel bad for her.
Like old 60s style?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Mackenzie's all like, fuck that. I'm not into that shit. But she doesn't know Preston's cheating on her. She's hanging out with Cooper a lot. So one day they're at the beach, and she hears, like, this dog crying for help. The dog's on a rock, and she has to swim in the ocean. There's, like, a big, like, storm coming in. And he's like, what the fuck? Like, Cooper's all, like, worried about her. Like, she jumped in the ocean to go save the puppy.
Right.
So he goes in after her, and he's all like, oh, well, I can't take both of you, basically thinking he can't take both of them, he has to take one of them. And he's obviously gonna take her, and she's like, I'm not leaving here without the dog. So he takes the dog while she swims back, giving her a chance to, like, so she won't drown or anything. And so throughout the whole time, he ends up adopting the dog because the brother ended up falling in love with the dog. So they're giving the dogs, trying to think of names for the dogs. One's Potato and Mary PawPins.
Oh my gosh.
And guess who thought of those names?
Cooper?
Yes. She was just calling the dog Daisy, and he was over here calling it Potato and Mary Poppins.
I like that with Mary Poppins.
I know, I thought it was cute.
That's cute.
I was like, I wouldn't even potato. So she sees, like, she's walking down the boardwalk and everything, and I think, oh wait, this was before they saved the dog, and she saw this hotel that's, I guess a storm took it down, like a big storm destroyed it and everything. She liked it, and she's talking to him about it, and then later she ends up buying it. She ends up buying it because, you know, she made money from her apps. Her boyfriend fails and girlfriend fails. So she made money from that. And so she buys it. And one day she's showing him around, like, because they had literally stopped talking because she's like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I have a boyfriend, you know, I can't. And then, like, she ends up going out with these group of girls. Like I said, the rich ones, they call them clones. And they're like, oh, look at that guy with the tattoo over there staring. Like, she's trying to, like, make it seem like he's not staring at her. And, like, so she throws it off. Oh, yeah, my friend, but my roommate Bonnie hooked up with him. So she calls him the other brother's name. And so he's all like, all right, so we're going to play this game. So he takes off with one of the girls, and she's all pissed about it. And she's sending them messages and stuff. And he goes, oh, so now we're talking? And she's like, no. And he's like, okay, bye. Later, like, she's showing him around the hotel and what she's thinking. He literally grabs her and kisses her, like pushes her up against the wall and this and that. And then she's like, wait, I can't do this. Like, I have a boyfriend. And that's when he's like, are you fucking serious? Yeah. Like, he's cheating on you. And she's like, how would you know? And this and that. Like, she's making like a big deal out of it. He's like, you don't even know him. He's like, well, I asked around town for the last 2 years. He's been cheating on you. And she's like, no, this and that. He, like, basically saying, you messed with the fucking wrong girl. And she, like, just storms off.
Well, she's as bad as him, as Preston. Because she's over there.
She's over here making out with the guy, giving the other guy attention when she has a boyfriend. But it's all part of the plan, though. No, it is, so it's working.
She fell into it.
She did. So fast forward, she ends up breaking up with him because she does not want to live that life of him, Preston, having that being a family, but him having his mistress. She doesn't like that her parents control her life and all that. So she breaks up with him.
So she admits it, that he's cheating on her.
Yeah.
Did she catch him?
No, like, I guess she heard things, but she asked them, and, like, he denies it at first, but you know how guys are. Some guys. Well, book guys. Book guys.
Book guys.
Most book guys. But she ends up, so she tells her parents are pissed off because they went to dinner and with Preston. She went to dinner with Preston and her parents, and they were pissed that she fucking, like, walked out of the dinner. And the dad's, like, a governor from where she lives, or mayor, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And so they're basically threatening her if she doesn't go back, because I don't think she really wanted to go to school. She wanted to do her own thing. She was able to do these apps. Well, she was in high school, make all this money out of it. And so her parents, like, threatened her. They cut her off. She fucking she drops out of college. She ends up moving in. She gets back with Cooper. She ends up moving in with him. Like, she goes and tells them, like, everything that happened. They do it on the front porch.
Was it graphic?
Yes.
How many chiles?
That one, I would give it 2 chiles.
On the porch?
On the porch, like, okay, because you want me to explain it to you?
Yeah.
What? I don't know. Literally 2 chiles, I guess. It was a quick and banging quick. That's what it was. It was quick.
Nighttime or daytime?
It was nighttime.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then that's 2 chiles.
Like, I felt like, no, like, I felt like it was like.
Oh, nobody saw? Oh, okay.
Nobody saw. It was quick. Like, they needed to get it over with. Like, basically, that's what it felt like. So that's why I sent 2 chiles. So, like, she's wearing a dress. And he basically goes in her like that, like nothing. Like, oh, she tells him I broke up with him. And he's like, oh, yeah. So
he said, sit right here.
Sit right here on this rail of the porch.
Oh my
and let me stick it in you. That was it. It was one and done. That's why I said 2 chiles.
Oh, okay.
She said, I'm done.
That's why I said 2 chiles.
I fucking can't.
So they ended up getting in a relationship. She tells him everything that happens. She moves in. The brother hates it. Like, he's being an asshole to her, and then Cooper finally has it. So they start fighting, literally fist fighting.
Oh my gosh!
And she's like, Cooper, stop! This and that.
You gotta do the audio.
Well, she doesn't say. I don't know if she says stop, but it's what I pictured.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, they fight, and I guess they tell her this is what they do. Like, it's normal for them to fight like that, fist fight.
What the fuck?
So, like, you know, the brother finally gets it. He's going to stay with her. So later, they get together, him and his friends, without Mackenzie. And he says, no one tell her about this because now he really wants to be with her. No one tell her about the bet. The bet's off. Like, I want to be with her. That's not sitting well with Heidi.
Because she's jealous.
I think she's jealous.
So they bitch goes and tells her.
Not yet.
That bitch.
So it goes to, like, they're living together. His mom comes back. So they're basically orphans. So the dad's brother took care of them.
Oh, okay.
Because the dad died and the mom's like a good for nothing. Will only show up when she needs something. So they're living together. The mom shows up and he has been saving up a bunch of money and the mom fucking stole it. All his money.
Cooper's money.
Bitch. But she kind of like, she's the type of person that will use a person for their money. So when he saw that when she saw Cooper with Mackenzie, she knows her bracelet, her purse, like she kind of congratulating him, like, oh, you know what you're doing? You got yourself a girl with money.
Oh my God.
So she ends up stealing the money and like, he's pissed about it. And then when he tells Mackenzie what happens, like they go at each other. Like, oh, like she's like, she's rich, so all she can do is like, oh, well, let me give you the money back.
Oh, okay.
So that pisses him off. And so they go at each other, like arguing, like this and that. So he ends up leaving. And then she's with the brother, like, oh, I don't know if he's going to come back. And she's like, I don't think he's going to come back. He's going to break up with me. And the brother's like, no, he won't. He does this all the time. Like, he'll come back. So what they end up doing, when he goes to the bar, his uncle shows up. And his uncle's all like, you know, we're going to take the bitch down, his mom.
Oh, okay.
So they file a police report, and the mom has a lot of tickets for I don't know where, like different states, warrants and shit. So when they get a call, they're like, oh, what do you want to do? He's all like, it's going to be a big investigation. Like, and Cooper's asking, when am I going to get my money? He's like, it's going to take a while. It could take weeks, months, but we got to investigate it because she fucking stole money. And he's all like, will I get my money now if I just drop it? Like, drop the charges? They're like, yeah, we could give it to you right now. So that's exactly what he does. Well, he makes up with Mackenzie, my bad. He does make up with Mackenzie, so Mackenzie's there with them. So he drops the charges, and then his mom's all like, oh, honey, this and that, like being sweet to him, like, oh, it must have been a mistake. I would never steal from my children. And he's like, fuck that. Yeah, you would. And, like, he basically telling her, I never want to see you again, this and that. And then she has the brother has a soft spot for her, so she's, like, looking at him like, come on, like, defend me. And
Aww.
the brother's all like, nah, like, you need to go, like, this and that. So that's what ends up happening. And so now they're throwing this party because Mackenzie and the twins' birthdays are a day apart. She didn't want to do anything. She just wanted to have a nice dinner. But they're from the town and they like to party. They have tattoos. They drink. They bar fight and all that shit. So she's setting everything up and she's a little like, everything's set. So they start partying. She's a little drunk and she overhears Heidi talking shit. And she fucking finally had it. So she's like, let me hear more. So she's hearing about how gullible she is. She didn't think he was going to take it this far. And that she can't believe it. And then she finally confronts her. Like, no, she hears that it was all a bet. And so she confronts Heidi. Like, and that the other friend, like, oh, you guys, why don't you tell me to my face? And they're like, is it true? She tells the other friend because she became really good friends with, I think, Lena or something like that. Mm-hmm. One of Cooper's friends in the group. And she goes, yeah, it's true. And she goes and confronts Cooper. He's like, in his mind, he's chilling. And then all of a sudden, he feels fucking beer in his face. And she's like, you bastard, or something like that.
He deserves it.
Like, oh, this was all a bet, this and that. He's all like, yeah, it was a bet. Like, we're trying to get back at you because you're a boyfriend. She goes, she had asked him, did you know Preston? Oh, yeah, because there's a point in the book where Preston's all like, oh, I know this guy. And he's like, oh, no, you don't. And so she had asked Cooper, like, do you know him? And then this point, she's like, I had asked you and you lied to my face that you didn't know him. And she goes, if you would have told me then, like, I guess it would have reacted differently.
Yeah.
So she ends up like breaking up with him. She takes the dog. She ends up living with his friend, that girl, Alina or something like that. And Steph. Alina and Steph, I think, yeah.
The waitress.
The waitress. Like, he's just trying to win her over, like, sending her flowers and everything. Nothing's working because she's sending them back. And then the uncle's like, oh, you're just going to give up like that? He's like, you got to do a grand gesture. You can't throw flowers at her because she's not that type of girl. So he goes on boyfriend fails and confesses what he did.
Yeah.
And
that's
so
funny.
they're going to meet up. He has to meet up for her to meet up. Like, oh, you know where the place where, like, we hung out and talked and this and that. So he's waiting for her. He told her to meet up. he asked her to meet up like at 6 or something like that. Hour later, he's still waiting. He's like, fuck, she's not going to show up. 15 minutes passes, she finally shows up. He's like, I didn't think you were going to show up. And she's like, I wasn't. So he's like basically like begging her, I love you, this and that. I want you back. But I don't think he begged enough. Like it was like, and that was the end of it. Like they got back together. He just like begged her like, I would say like a minute of begging and like simple begging.
And then she was like, okay.
Yeah, she was like, okay. So it was like,
what's this book?
I don't know, 360 pages. There's more to it. I didn't say everything in there.
Yeah. What do you got to say, Lucy?
Nothing.
Oh, it looked like you were going to say something.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I think honestly he should have begged her more.
She was married and the guy just divorced her? He just let her go like that?
No, they were boyfriend girlfriend.
Oh, they were boyfriend
Yeah,
girlfriend.
but that's what which guy? Preston?
Yeah.
No, that was their mentality. Like for them to get married.
They were like pretty much
kind of
engaged
set
from the
thinking.
beginning, like a set marriage.
They weren't engaged, but it was set, like
for them
to be married and
like
have
a
the
business
kids.
deal.
Yeah, basically that's what she thought of. That she was, and honestly, she thought the same thing with their parents. Like she was just a business deal. Like they just had me.
So that guy
because
just let her go like nothing?
Yeah, he didn't care.
Oh, okay.
Like he really didn't care. He ended up having another girlfriend anyways, one that followed him around like a little puppy.
So all this revenge was nothing. Like it ended up hurting just her.
And him in a way because he was all heartbroken.
Because the other guy was just like, whatever, bye, help me.
Him.
So yeah, like I felt like he should have begged more and she should have like stood her ground.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Because it was like she gave in too fast. Like I get you love a person, but fuck that. He put a bet on you and you're like, I'm gonna take you back.
I think because at that point, you know, they've already had gone back together before they had fought. And
well, they fought a lot, like, but it really didn't say in the book much. But from what Mackenzie was saying, like, because they moved in so fast.
It doesn't explain how like she realized that it wasn't all just kind of something good that came out of it. Like even though it was a bet, that at the end she did realize that he did love her.
Yeah. She basically realized that then, like, after he begged her, like, I love you and all that, I'll do anything for you. And she took him back, like, nothing. But still kind of fucked up. I would have made him work for it.
I would have made him work for it more because she asked him, like, why does he say that he knows you? Like, that right then and there. Like,
he wasn't ready for it.
It don't matter. Like,
he had to pull her in. He had to
pull her
in. She wasn't, he didn't have her too close yet. You know?
No, he, like.
And once he had her really good, that's when he got caught.
Yeah, he got caught.
He never owned up for it.
And then the whole Heidi thing, they squashed it. She was just upset that Cooper just like slept with her and it was like nothing to him. So she was more upset because of that, because he didn't fix it. Like she just felt like another one of his bitches. That's why she was upset. So she wasn't really jealous. She was just like, well, you basically, because his brother's like that. He'll sleep around and they're like nothing to him. So she basically told me, you Evan'd me. And he's like, oh my God. And they kind of laughed about it. And then like they squashed it. And then they're friends again.
Gotcha.
About it, yeah. Any more questions?
How does Mackenzie feel about that? They didn't say.
She was just trying to be friends with her. Like, because it was his friends. And she was trying. But she just didn't know why she didn't like her.
Yeah. Till
that. And then, you know, that's about it. It's just the book ended with him begging her. And she took him back.
What did you rate the book?
I would rate it 3.5. I would have rated it higher, but the ending, like I said, he needed to grovel more.
Maybe there'll be a part 2.
She is coming out with another one, but it has to do with the brother's point of view.
About the same situation or his own life?
His own life. His own romantic life.
Why he's the way he is.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know when it comes out, but I think it does come out this year, but just don't know when. I actually would like to read that one.
He seems more down to earth, more real.
Who was your favorite character?
The dog.
What was his name after all?
Daisy. There are quotes I have on here if you guys would like to guess what they mean. Okay, so this one is these dipshits and the rosé.
That was Evan.
No, that was Cooper. But what do you think he was like? Who was
the preppy people?
Yeah, basically.
At the bar, yeah.
That was at the beginning of the book?
That was the beginning of the book.
Instead of the pretzels and beers?
Yeah.
I don't like rosé.
I do.
I've never tried it.
It's good. In my opinion.
It's because I don't like sweet. That's what it is.
We gotta go wine tasting.
I've never gone.
You've never gone?
Dangerous.
Neither have I.
It's dangerous, I tell you.
Lucy.
Let's do the taste test.
So this one's
We should go with the guys.
we should.
You can take the kids too, can't we?
Yeah.
My cousin said you can take them, that you can have like a picnic there and all
They
that.
have-
yeah.
It's an open field. They could run around. It's nice.
That sounds like fun. I'm down for it.
We should do it on a party bus, though.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't got to drive anywhere.
I wonder how much that would be.
Maybe we'll do that for my birthday.
Ooh, that would be
Yeah.
fun.
Mine and Carlos's birthday. I'll see if
Yeah.
Carlos
Take
will.
lots of snacks. Oh, but you're not.
I'm gonna bring a loaf of bread.
I know, right?
I'm gonna just be eating. So another one is, oh, come here, you little shit.
About the dog.
No, Cooper.
I don't
Angie?
know. I don't know what the hell you said.
It has nothing to do with Cooper or the dog. It has to do with Mackenzie because she's all like emotional. It's like, oh, this is the brother Evan telling her.
Her telling Mackenzie?
Yeah, because he like
Oh.
ended up really liking her. Like,
Or like
oh,
making
cool.
up.
Like,
Yeah.
like she was sad about something. He's like, oh, come here, you little shit. Like,
Aww.
yeah.
Like a brother, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's the tone that you said it that threw us off.
Yeah. It's supposed to throw you off. Okay, another one's oh, it's the same chapter. Baby potato Jesus can hear you.
Are they talking about the dog now? 'Cause you said
Baby
potato.
potato Jesus can hear you.
So they named a potato.
The potato.
And they named it Jesus.
Baby potato can hear you? I mean, what was it? Jesus can hear you?
Baby potato Jesus can hear you.
So there's a potato that looks like Jesus.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with the
Was
potato.
the dog barking or farting or something?
Do you guys give up?
Yeah.
So they're setting up for Christmas. They found these boxes of ornaments from like I guess his grandparents, and there's like this Jesus looking ass one, but Evan says it looks like a potato, so that's why he calls it Baby Potato Jesus. Because Mackenzie said something, I don't remember what she said, and he's like, oh, Baby Potato Jesus can hear you.
Oh,
I would have never guessed that.
I would have never guessed that.
It's just
shit
it's the way I say it, so it keeps you guys guessing.
Baby potato Jesus is one. I got you.
Yeah. Okay, so this concludes this week's episode. We hope you enjoyed our book talk and that you continue to reach out to us on any of our social media platforms such as Instagram at Booksluts Club or on TikTok at Booksluts Podcast. Thank you so much already for listening. Don't forget to subscribe here, whatever platform you may be listening to us on. Until next time, see ya, sluts!